Hello everybody, your biggest Romain Grosjean fanboy is back in business. It's been about a week. It's been a long time, so if I'm a little bit rusty today, sorry. Sorry in advance. As a lot of you guys know, if you've been following this channel and you keep up to date, I've been away for the week, and in the background there's a little bit of footage, nothing too spectacular, but just sort of an insight of where I've been for the past week, away in the woods, in the forest, without Wi-Fi. Shocking, absolutely shocking in this day and age, but I am back, and as you would have seen yesterday on the channel, and as you would have probably seen by the thumbnail, I've got a bit of an announcement to make today that I've been working in, well, I suppose for the past few months, maybe 2 or 3 months, to get all together for April, and finally I can reveal to you guys with confirmation a little bit of news. And I sort of have led you a bit of astray, you know, a bit of a red herring, if you want to call it that, with the thumbnail. It's not to do with Renault. I just thought that looked quite nice as a thumbnail, to be honest with you. But as you guys know, I have been working with Jack and Formula E Zone, and I can now confirm that I will be going to my first Formula E race this weekend. Yes, this weekend, the Rome E-Prix. And you might be thinking, oh, that's a little bit, that's boring. But, you know, you go into a race, you know, okay, I'm glad for you. It is my first race, so obviously I'm very excited, but I'm not just going to watch the race. I am going with Formula E Zone to do videos on the circuit, at the circuit, to interview the drivers, Stoffel Van Dorn, Felipe Massa, Pascal Wehrlein, just get into the world of Formula E. And what that means for you guys, and why I'm so excited for you, is that hopefully we can get some track walks done, we can get some interviews with some of the drivers, we can do our own sort of Formula E paddock pass, like, what's his name, Will Buxton does for Formula 1. We can do something like that with Formula E. We can do some games and some quizzes with some of the drivers. I'm so looking forward to it. I really am. So you're going to get a completely different insight into the world of Formula E this weekend. And of course I'll do some funny bits and bobs by myself because I'm going to be in Rome for the weekend. So it's going to be the first time I'm going to be going away. We've got a Formula 1 weekend, so I'm going to be in Italy for a Grand Prix for the first time in my life. So what that means is there's going to be a Ferrari fan base instead of a Mercedes fan base. So that'll be really fun to see that dynamic. But I'm chuffed. I am so looking forward to it, and I will keep saying this, but a huge thanks to the guys at Formula E Zone, Jack, for giving me this opportunity. I really can't wait, and I can't lie, I don't know what's quite going to happen. It's all just going to be playing it by ear, just going with the flow. But I wanted to tell you guys, and I've been wanting to tell you guys for so long, and hopefully, fingers crossed as well. I can't give you full confirmation at the moment. This won't be the last one this season, so hopefully you can get more than one Formula E paddock pass from the actual event. So it's going to be a lot of fun. What that does mean, though, unfortunately, sort of unfortunately, depends how much you enjoy the channel, it's going to be similar to last week in terms of content. So my preview for the 1000th Formula 1 Grand Prix, I struggled to say that word apparently, but the preview for that, the Chinese Grand Prix for this season, won't have any of the practice results. So usually we go through FP1, perhaps FP2 as well. This time it's going to be done in advance, so that won't quite be as smooth as it normally is, or I suppose as in detail as it normally is. Same with the qualifying report and the race report. They might be out a little bit later than normal. So obviously I'll be at the Formula E event on Saturday, so the likelihood of getting a report out for quali is, yeah, it's not too likely. And likewise for the race, I'm going to be on the flight. So it's all a little bit up in the air. So that's all, well, that's, pardon the pun, if you will. But I've got some more announcements. If you're not into Formula E, we've got some new series coming to the channel. We've got some new series, or old series, returning, starting with the weekly mailbox. Something that a lot of people have been asking for is a Q&A, getting more people involved, you involved with the channel. So I'm starting again with my weekly Q&A series. It won't be too long of a series, maybe 4 or 5 questions per week, but it's going to be more of a longer sort of video, answering your questions. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. So if you've got any early questions, feel free to put them in the comments section, and when I come back from Rome, that series will become a weekly series. And I'm also playing with the idea of doing, I've called it like a gossip series there, but it's going to be very similar to what I used to do with Let's Talk F1, where we just go through some of the stories in the world of Formula 1 that perhaps don't really deserve their own video, but they're a little bit fun to play around with, to mess around with, so I'm thinking about doing that as well. So there's some new ideas floating around. 2 more announcements as well. We've got this video coming out very, very shortly, and I've done my preliminaries, if you want to call them that. I've done my rough outlines for my 2020 driver lineups, and that's the thumbnail. Is that actually what I think? You'll have to watch the video, of course. So if you're interested in that one, please feel free to check that out in the coming weeks. But that's been a really fun one to make. I did it really early on last season, so I'm going to continue that trend again this year, just so I can look like a Wally at the end of the season, because I really enjoyed looking back at that one. And then the final notice from me today is Patreon. Some of you might know, I've had a Patreon for a little while, but it's been pretty empty. There's been nothing there. I've never advertised it, and even though I am informing you guys about it now, this is not me trying to force you to do it. It is completely optional, and you do not have to do that. You will get all my content. I'm not doing any of my videos behind any sort of paywall. That is not the case. But if you do want to become a Patreon, you can head over there now if you would like. There's 3 separate tiers, all offering different incentives. That's the word I'm looking for. But if you don't want to, you do not have to. You do not have to feel obliged. It is just an option. If you would like to help support the channel, you can do that. But that is it from me today. A really laid back one. I think you can probably tell I'm still a little bit out of sorts at the moment. Well, not quite back to my usual self, but hopefully in the next few days before I jet off to Rome, I should be back to normal. And hopefully we can bring you something really different this weekend, something really exciting and unique for YouTube and for you guys. So thank you for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.